everyone. Today we're going to talk about finding surface area of, what's the shape? It is a pyramid. Okay, what specific pyramid is it? Rectangular pyramid. Yep, because we name it off of the base shape. Good. So it is a pyramid because it all comes to a point. So far we have learned about surface area of prisms and surface area of cylinders. Okay, now we're moving on to pyramids. So everyone write this at the top of their paper. Surface area equals capital B plus capital P times cursive L divided by 2. Now, does some of that formula look familiar? The capital B looks familiar, and what else? P. Okay, what does not look familiar? The L, the cursive L. Okay, that stands for something, but let's try and figure it out. Okay, what do we think cursive L stands for? What part of the pyramid does it stand for? So that cursive L is known as the slant height. So everyone label that slant height. It's the height up the pyramid. But everything else we know. Okay, so how do I find capital B, or what is capital B? Area of the base. What is my base shape? Rectangle or square? Okay, how do I find the area of a rectangle? Base times height. And remember, we can shade it and then redraw it. What are the side lengths of that base? All of them are 200, right? So base times height, what am I multiplying? 200 times 200. What does that give us? 40,000. Yep. So we found one. Now what do we need to find? Yep, capital P. I'm just moving along with the formula. Now we need to find P. How do I find the perimeter of the base? Add all the sides together. So I have 200 plus 200 plus 200 plus 200, which is 800. Yep. And then what's the other thing we need to find? The slant height. But does it give it to us? No. Any ideas on how we can find it? Remember this, friend? Pythagorean theorem. Now, you're not going to have to use this every time, okay, but I do want to show it to you. So, what kind of triangle do we use the Pythagorean theorem for? It has to be what kind of triangle? Has to be that right triangle. Okay? Do we have a right triangle inside here? Yeah, so I pulled it out. We're going to redraw it. Okay, what's this side length right here? 100. Okay, what about this side length? What? Where'd you get 100 from? Right, it's half of the whole base. Good. Okay, what's the hypotenuse length? Do we know? No, we don't know. That's what we're looking for. That's our slant height. Okay, so now let's just plug it into the formula. What are my two legs, my A's and my B's? How do we know? Remember, it's what's connected to the right angle. Yep, so we have 100 squared plus 100 squared equals, my hypotenuse is our slant height that we're looking for, right? Okay, now we just need to solve. What's 100 squared? 10,000, and then plus 10,000 would be 20,000 equals our slant height. What's my last step to solve the Pythagorean theorem? How do I get rid of the squared? Square root, good. So the square root of 20,000 is 141.42. Like I said, you're not going to have to find the slant height every time, if at all, that often. Okay, but I did want to show that to you on how to find it. Okay, now looking at our formula that we started with, do we have everything in order to solve? Yes. So we're going to plug everything in. What was our capital B that we found? 40,000. Capital P was 800. Slant height 141.42 divided by 2. Now, once we get to this point, we have to be careful on how we solve. Okay, what comes first? Parentheses and multiplying, right? So take 800 times 141.42. If you're doing this in your calculator, leave that in your calculator. What's next? After I multiplied, what's next? Divide by 2, leave in your calculator, and then what's the last step? Yep, plus 40,000. So we get the surface area equals 96,568. What's my label? Feet squared. Good. Okay, any questions so far? Based on the formula. We all know what those all mean? Okay. I'm going to skip that next example. Go to this page. I think it's on the back of your notes. Okay. Go ahead and try number 1. Okay, now remember, what was our formula to follow? Good. Write that down at the top. Go ahead and find everything you need. So you need to find your capital B, your capital P, and your slant height. Okay? They do give you the slant height this time, so all you really need to find is what? Your B and your P. Okay? Go ahead and try to find those. Number 1, okay, using the formula, we just need to find everything we need. So what do we start with finding? Capital B. What is our base shape? How do we find the area of a square? Base times height, which is 7 times 7, so you get 49. Good. What do we need to find next? Perimeter, capital P. How do we find perimeter? Add all the sides together, which is 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, which is 28. Good. What's the last thing we need to find? Slant height. Does it give it to us? What is it? 9. Good. So, do we have everything? Yes. Plug it in. Okay, so we have capital B is 49 plus 28 times 9 divided by 2. Okay. When calculating all this, leave it all in your calculator until the end. Okay, what do I do first? 28 times 9. What's next? Divide by 2. Plus 49. What do you get? Good. Awesome. Any questions about the formula or anything? Let's go ahead and try number 2. Okay, start by finding capital B. What's capital B? Right, what's our base shape? It's a triangle. How do I find the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. Okay, what do you notice though? It already gave it to us, but I do want to talk about how you would find this on your homework. Okay, so if I'm taking that base shape as a triangle, in your homework it's going to give you a dotted line in the middle on the bottom, and it's going to tell you what the height of that is. Okay, so let's say the height of this is 7. So how would I find the area of the base? I would take base times height divided by 2, right? So I'd take 9 times 7 divided by 2 to find that. Okay? But this case, it gives it to us, right? So 35.1 as our capital B. What do we need to find next? P. How do I find the perimeter? Add up all the sides. What are the sides? Are they all 9? What do these little tick marks mean? They're the same, so they are all 9. So we have 9 plus 9 plus 9. So we get 27. And then lastly, what do we need? Slant height, which is 12. Okay. Now plug it all in. We had 35.1 plus 27 times 12 divided by 2. Plug this in your calculator. What goes first?
27 times.
Yep. Then what? Divided by 2. Then what? Yep. Add 35.1. What'd you get? 197.1 centimeters squared. Nice job. Any questions on surface area of pyramids? Okay, the only new thing we added today was what? That slant height. Yep. All right.